Hi, I'm Margie from Margie's Candies, and what I'm going to make for you today is shortbread. What you'll need is 6 cups of flour, 4 sticks of butter, or it's a pound, or it's 2 cups, not to confuse you, okay? 1 cup of powdered sugar, 6 tablespoons of sugar, of granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon approximately of water, ice water. So right now I have the flour already in a bowl, and I'm going to add the powdered sugar, and the sugar, and the salt. Okay, I'm just going to combine that a little bit together so it doesn't get any too sweet in one spot. The flour's all mixed in. And you want the butter to be room temperature, not too soft. Okay, but this is actually a little bit soft here. It could be a little bit harder, but still you definitely want it room temperature. And I'm just going to cut this in, and it's going to take a few minutes. Okay, now I've been cutting this, and as you see, it doesn't come together like a dough, because when we put it into our pans, which I have 2 9x13 pans with just parchment paper on the bottom, all the butter that's in there, that's cut in there, is going to melt, and when it cooks, it's going to bring it together. But you do want to have a little bit, just a little bit more water. I'm going to just cut in a little water to it. Okay, and we'll just cut again for just a little bit. Like I said, it won't be a dough. This bowl's a little bit small. Actually, this is quite a big recipe. The original recipe isn't really this big. It's probably 1/4 this size. So I could have used a bigger bowl, but if you use just 1/4 of that recipe, which is what the original recipe really is, you would just need a regular size bowl. Okay, so I think that's good. Now what I'm going to do, when I start to bring it together like this, you see it starts to stick. So I'm just going to divide it in half. In the 2 pans. I'm making this recipe for another recipe that I'm going to make, where we're going to take little Johnny Jump-Up flowers, and we're going to take candy and, well, it's too hard to explain, take candy and melt it over the top of them on top of the cookies. So we're going to use these cookies to do that. Okay. So you just want to spread it out, and you're going to press it in. I'll do one of them for you, so if I want to see if I have too much in one of these. They're about the same. Okay, so you just want to press it down. Sometimes you use a recipe somewhat similar to this with a little lemon in it for the bottom of a New York style cheesecake. Okay, so that's one shortbread. And what we're going to end up doing is just putting it into the oven for about 40-45 minutes. And the oven is set at 300. Okay. So I'm going to set them. I usually, when I have 2 9x13s, I put them side by side on either side of the oven. And halfway through I'll switch it around. Okay. So we'll come back to it. Okay, so the buzzer went off, and it was 40 minutes, and so I checked it. And I'm just going to show you that it has shrunk a little bit, which is an indication that it's pretty close. But I'm just going to let it get a little bit more brown. It's very nicely browned on the edges, but I'm going to wait for it to cook a little more in the center. So I put it on for another 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll take a look at it again. Okay, the bell went off. And I actually put it on for a couple of more minutes, but it really is pretty, it's done. So I'm going to take it out. And I don't know if you can tell from the last time I took it out, it's a little bit more brown in the center. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it. Just going to give it a little bit of a mark. Okay, well actually I went all the way through, that's okay. depends on what shape cookie you want, okay, how you want to cut these. I'm going to cut them. I'm going to be putting pansies on them, so I'm going to cut them at least big enough so I can do that. When they cool, we're going to do that. That will be another video. Okay, and then you just let it cool. Well, I cut the shortbread, and as you can see, it had nice brown edges. And when you take this out of the oven, sometimes you can take chocolate chips while it's hot, and you can spread that on. And then wait a few minutes, and then just wait a few minutes after you put the chocolate chips on, and then you can spread it because the chocolate chips will melt. And that makes a nice little icing on top. But really, actually, sometimes some things are just fine without chocolate, believe it or not. And so, thank you very much for joining us today. And the next video is going to be putting the little violets on them, which is a wonderful little display for a baby shower or a wedding shower or any little get-together, a little tea party. So thank you again, and I'll see you soon.